Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just get a sense that tension, stress, anxiety is leaving your body in your outward breath. That's right. As you breathe in and breathe out, just get a sense that your eyelids are relaxing and that with your eyes closed, you're able to give more of your attention to the sound of my voice. As you continue to breathe in and breathe out, just allow more and more of that feeling of tension and stress to leave your body. Feel it leaving your body as you exhale, enabling you to go deeper and deeper relaxed. I want you to imagine that you're in a busy town centre, looking around at different people. And I want you to imagine that you see an old lady, maybe 70 or 80 years old. But I want you to imagine that this old lady is dressed like a teenager. See her with trainers, maybe skinny jeans. See her with clothing and a hairstyle that would be totally fine for a teenager, but looks strange on a woman of this age. And I want you to see that she looks desperate for other people to notice how she's looking. Craving that someone compliments her on her youth. And I want you to evaluate your assumption of seeing this older lady trying to look like someone that she isn't. Just breathe in and breathe out and just notice how you feel observing this woman. Continue to look at the people around you. And I want you to imagine seeing a man in his 40s, a balding man. And I want you to imagine that he has grown the hair on the side of his head and he's swept it over with a comb over. And I want you to get a sense that this is a man that's refusing to accept his baldness and is trying to project a different image, an image of a man with a full head of hair. I want you to look at the older woman that hasn't accepted her age and get a sense that their refusal to accept doesn't in any way change what other people think. The people looking at this old woman don't assume she's a teenager. And the people looking at this man with the comb over don't assume he has a full head of hair. I want you to continue to look at the people around in this town centre. And I want you to imagine that there is a skinny man, maybe 7 stone. But I want you to imagine you can see maybe he's got 3 or 4 jumpers on and a big coat. And the way that he's moving has the posture of someone that is desperately overcompensating. trying to look bigger, stronger, tougher than he actually is. And whereas most people around this town centre, most people who accept who they are and what they are, doesn't attract the attention. But humans are pattern recognition machines. And one of the key patterns that we recognize is a mismatch. Maybe there are 50 older women in this town centre. Maybe there's 50 men that are middle-aged. Maybe there's lots of men around this town centre. But you will focus your attention on the mismatch, where there is a difference between what people are and what people project. And if your unconscious mind gets the idea that a mismatch attracts attention and ridicule, let me know by nodding your head. I want you to get a sense that if a refusal to accept is disadvantageous, what perhaps is advantageous? I want you to imagine there is someone also in this town centre in a wheelchair. Maybe they were in a traffic accident, maybe they were born with a genetic condition. But I want you to see them with a happy, smiling face. See them having fun the way they're moving their wheelchair around. And notice that when they accept themselves 100%, it creates a compelling desire for everyone else to accept them 100% too. I want you to imagine seeing an old gentleman, maybe in his 70s or 80s. But I want you to see him look exceptionally well dressed. He's not trying to look like a teenager or a man in his 20s. I want you to see a man that looks elegant, confident, that is comfortable in his own skin. And I want you to scan your body for how you feel when you see someone that accepts themselves 100%. I want you to imagine that you see a lady, perhaps in her 30s, and maybe she's overweight. But I want you to see that she is wearing clothing that makes her look stylish with her size. See that she's smiling, she's confident. I want you to get a sense that there is something desirable in acceptance. That self-acceptance is one of the most valuable commodities. I want you to imagine there's someone else in this town centre. Imagine someone born with a birthmark on their face. Maybe it's visible, noticeable. But I want you to see an individual that takes pride in their appearance. They dress well. They look good. They eat well. They look after themselves. And I want you to accept a suggestion that those that accept their insecurities lose their insecurities. That self-acceptance gives immunity from the opinions of other people. I want you to imagine that there are some teenagers in this town centre trying to cause trouble. I want you to think back to that older woman dressing like a teenager. And I want you to imagine these teenagers throwing abuse at this older lady. But notice that because she hasn't accepted herself, she is vulnerable to the words and opinions of other people. Imagine seeing the gentleman with the comb over, and again these teenagers start shouting abuse, mocking the lack of hair in this man. And because he hasn't accepted it, he's vulnerable to the words and opinions of other people. But then imagine they're trying the same thing, perhaps on that old gentleman that looks confident and elegant. Well, they start shouting at him that he's old. It's like he has a suit of armor. He looks at them with the ability to look through their soul. His inability to be bothered by those words becomes a strength. I want you to imagine the overweight lady when they start hurling insults because she is confident in her own body. She's immune from the words, the opinions of other people. So she walks up to the teenagers, confident in herself, accepting herself 100%. Refusing to feel shame or embarrassment, but her confidence creates shame and embarrassment on the perpetrators of that abuse. I want you to accept the suggestion that it takes courage to accept yourself 100%. But when you accept yourself 100%, it gives an element of strength, and it gives an element of a shield against your vulnerabilities. That when you accept even those things that you would like to change, it gives you the ability to stand in your own skin and feel 100% confident in who you are. I want you to get a sense that you are leaving this town centre. I want you to imagine there is a doorway nearby, and this doorway takes you into a staircase that leads into the deeper parts of your subconscious mind. The parts where beliefs are formed. Imagine walking down the staircase as I count downwards from 5 to 1. 5, walking down the staircase. 4, further, deeper down into the darker parts of your subconscious mind. 3, and then 2, deeper still. The parts of your mind where beliefs about your identity are formed. 2, and then 1, and just imagine you're in a new room. A room in your subconscious mind where beliefs are formed. And I want you to imagine there is two different versions of you standing on a platform. Two platforms, two different versions of you, and there is a version of you that refuses to accept yourself. And I want you to imagine asking this version of you, why can't they accept themselves? And I want you to hear the words that they're not big enough, they're not strong enough, they don't look good enough. They're telling you they feel weak, they feel small, telling you how they can't handle certain situations, worried about the judgments and the opinions of other people. And you accept that this version of you doesn't like their size. And then I want you to ask them, does refusing to accept yourself make you bigger? See them shaking their head. Does the refusal to accept yourself make you stronger or make you look better? Does it make you feel stronger or bigger? Does it help you to handle certain situations by refusing to accept yourself? Does refusing to accept yourself protect you from the opinions of other people, or, like those people in the town centre that refused to accept themselves, does it make you more vulnerable to the judgments and opinions of other people? And if you get a sense that the reasons for not accepting themselves don't even make sense, just let me know by nodding your head. And then I want you to imagine you seeing a version of you that accepts themselves 100%. Every part of them. They might not like every single part of them, but they accept it 100%. And if you can see that version of you in the same room but a different platform that accepts yourself 100%, let me know by nodding your head. I want you to imagine that you are testing the limits of their self-acceptance. I want you to imagine, like the teenagers in the town square, I want you to imagine saying to this version of you that accepts themselves 100%, just imagine saying, you're not big enough. And just hear the response. Maybe it's, okay. You're not strong enough. They remain unfazed. Tell them they don't look good enough. And maybe they say, according to who? Tell them that they're weak and they're small. They look unbothered. I want you to notice that the self-acceptance creates immunity to the words of other people. And then try saying the same words to the version of you that doesn't accept yourself. Tell them they're not big enough, they're not strong enough. And notice that it triggers them. Maybe they're becoming aggressive, maybe embarrassed, maybe ashamed, maybe anxious. Tell them they look weak, they look small, and notice how bothered they are. I want you to get a sense that a refusal to accept is not advantageous, it's disadvantageous. It creates the very weakness that they're trying to avoid. And if your unconscious mind accepts that acceptance protects from the judgment of other people, but also escapes you from the anxiety of worrying what other people think. Just let me know by nodding your head. And you could decide to walk into the version of you that refuses to accept. And you will continue to experience more anxiety, more shame, more fear of judgment, more triggers. Or you could step into the version of you that accepts yourself 100%. And when you're ready to make that decision, let me know by nodding your head. And then step into that version of you. And when you are fully integrated to the version of you that accepts yourself 100%, let me know by nodding your head. I want you to imagine you're standing in front of a full-length mirror. And I want you to see how big you are. And just say to yourself, that's me, I accept that. I want you to see maybe the size of your muscles. And say, okay, that's me, I accept that. See yourself wearing a t-shirt. And then imagine. There's no attempt to hide that because you accept yourself 100%, and just imagine saying, that's good. It's the perfect clothes to wear on a sunny day. I want you to imagine that you are now looking at a picture of you. You see yourself exactly as who you are and how you are. And there is no emotional trigger. You feel relaxed. You feel calm. You feel confident. And I want you to imagine you're about to walk out, up the stairs, back out into that town centre, knowing there's going to be a load of teenagers there hurling abuse and feeling unfazed. A change is only a change when it's been tested. And when you're ready to unlock that courage and face that test, let me know by nodding your head. Imagine walking up those stairs, seeing that you're out in the town centre, in your own body, but the version of you that accepts yourself 100%. I want you to imagine that you have the energy, the resourcefulness of people that you admire, that mentality perhaps of you when you were 17 or 18 years old. You're not bothered, you're not fazed, you're unshakable. Tap into that part of you, the ultra resourceful part of you. You will not be intimidated. You will not show any weakness or any insecurity because you don't have any. When you accept yourself 100%, you are immune from the opinions of other people. When you're ready, let me know by nodding your head. And then I want you to imagine these teenagers are trying their best to trigger you. Imagine them telling you you're skinny, you're weak, and you're unfazed. Their words can't hurt you anymore because you accept yourself 100%. If anything, you have the confidence, the courage to go up to them, no matter how many there are, to stand your ground. Imagine saying, is that all you've got? You can do better than that. Tell them that their insults aren't that creative. Give them some tips, some hints. Notice that your refusal to show any anxiety, any fear, any emotion whatsoever creates anxiety and uncertainty for them. Your confidence makes them uneasy. Hear their words where they say, you look skinny in that t-shirt. And then hear yourself as you say, that's the worst insult you've ever heard. telling you you're weak, you're skinny, you're small, and you're unfazed because you're projecting an energy that is 10 foot tall and bulletproof. You're not bothered by their words, anyone's words. I want you to imagine someone else is in this town centre, someone you know, someone from your past. They see you exactly as you are, your current weight, your current shape, maybe wearing a t-shirt. You're not fazed, you're not bothered. You have the attitude that, here I am, this is me, so what? And when you're activating that 100% self-acceptance, immune from the opinions of other people, let me know by nodding your head. I want you to imagine someone from your past is trying to instigate a fight. They're trying to push all your buttons and you're refusing to take the bait. Refusing to back down, but refusing to engage. Willing to defend yourself, but not willing to be goaded into a fight. I want you to unlock that feeling of such self-confidence, unlocking that mentality that you had in your past. You don't fear anyone. And when you activate that refusal to back down, but refusal to engage in a fight unless attacked first, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. You accept yourself 100%, and in doing so, you allow the foundations to like yourself, to appreciate yourself, to respect yourself. Allow all those feelings to ripple throughout your body, every cell waking up to the idea that you accept yourself 100%, and take all of those feelings back to the present as you're listening to my voice here in this moment. As you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And very soon, I will count from 1 to 10 and all parts will awaken, but particularly self-confidence, self-acceptance, and the courage to do the very things that prove that you accept yourself 100%. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.